Across something interesting this morning, and I'm going to read you guys something. Just stay with me here. This was written by Alon Mizrahi, and he is a very prominent Israeli journalist. Quote, "We are witnessing history. Iran, to everyone's surprise, is destroying American bases so thoroughly on such a large scale and so decisively that the world is not ready for this. In 4 days, Iran has managed to expand its sphere of military dominance in the region. Iran has destroyed the most valuable and expensive military bases, property, and equipment in the entire world. The American bases in Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia are among the largest military facilities in the world. These facilities have cost trillions of dollars over several decades to build. We are talking about the fact that the bulk of the military spending that has been made over more than 30 years has gone up in smoke. We see radars costing millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, each being destroyed in an instant. We see entire military bases being abandoned and burned, looted and destroyed. And I'm telling you, as far as I know, the U.S. has never suffered such destruction in its entire history, except perhaps for Pearl Harbor, but that was just one attack. No enemy in a conventional war has ever done this to American military forces as Iran is doing right now. It's hard to believe. This military situation is so serious that censorship is blocking almost all new information about this war. If you've noticed, we're getting less and less information every day. 35 years ago, during the first Iraqi war, we were shown endless footage from Iraq. Back then, smart bombs and cameras were a novelty, but every night we were shown nighttime footage. Now we hardly see any videos at all. Understand this. Supposedly, this is the world's largest military power with the world's largest air capabilities, and on the fourth day of the U.S. offensive, supposedly breaking through Iranian defenses, we don't see any signs of American dominance in the Iranian sky. Where are all the video recordings of our planes flying over Tehran or any part of Iran, for that matter? American soldiers can't even dream of setting foot on Iranian soil. And to understand how desperate this war is, on the fourth day, you're already hearing the most insane proposal and ideas from the Trump administration. They're proposing sending military escorts for oil tankers leaving the Persian Gulf. What are you even talking about? You want to send American ships into the zone of destruction of thousands of Iranian missiles? Now no one can get through the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians have been preparing for this for decades. They're flaunting the idea of arming Kurdish militias to invade Iran. What the hell are you talking about? Have you seen a map of Iran? It seems the Trump administration has never seen a map of Iran. Do you know how vast it is? What does it mean to invade Iran? Do you think a militia of 10,000 people can invade Iran, or even 50,000, or 100,000? Iran will swallow them up. The U.S. and Israel have already lost this war. The U.S. and Israel can kill millions of civilians in their home. They have powerful bombs and can blow up buildings, but they won't win this war. Iran's military infrastructure and weaponry is deep underground all over Iran. Neither the Americans nor especially the Israelis have any chance of reaching any of it. They're in deep shit. They started something they have no chance of finishing. When this all ends, the U.S. will never return to West Asia. There will be no American presence in the Middle East. I'm telling you this now with certainty." End quote. I don't think they're quite telling the truth about what's going on over there.
The Saudi Defense Ministry says it has intercepted 4 drones launched toward the Sheba oil field. This comes as Iran is maintaining its retaliatory attacks against U.S. and Israeli targets, as well as some of its Gulf neighbors. Meanwhile, the UAE is freezing Iranian assets, and more American weaponry is moving into the area. Correspondent Lucas Salmonson is live tonight from Dubai. Good evening, Lucas.
Good evening, Brett. A third U.S. Navy aircraft carrier strike group is getting ready to cross the Atlantic and join the war against Iran. The U.S. says George H.W. Bush has completed her workups just off the coast of Cape Hatteras and is expected to deploy soon. She's expected to head to the eastern Mediterranean after the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford crossed the Suez Canal on Thursday and is now in the Red Sea. In addition to dozens of strike fighters aboard the carrier, the guided missile destroyers in the strike group will also be available to hit targets potentially in Yemen, should there be any signs of Houthi rebels launching attacks on Israel or international shipping. Now, in the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil flows each year, transits are now down 94% since the start of the war. As an incentive to get traffic moving again, the Trump administration announced today a $20 billion reinsurance program, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright says the U.S. Navy will begin escorting vessels through the strait when it is safe to do so.
I gotta pause it right there. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Love honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Citation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Also, like foreigners, want to see that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And what you're hearing is a delusional, a delusional state with the first video. The woman was breaking it down. Which you can't watch these fluff news, your Fox or your CNN, because they're not gonna really tell you how ugly it is. War is ugly, but especially the war of today is hideous. All right, it's fucking hideous. So it's damn near impossible for anyone to really predict and see the outcome of it. In the ancient world, people had to bring their armies to be close enough to even to destroy them. Today's today's war, they could send missiles. So every time you hear, key places like Kuwait, and Dubai that has military servicemen and women there, and every time you hear about them, you will hear that those places are getting attacked. Expect casualties to take place. So what they did was controlling the narrative, lying to the public, and saying, "Oh, only 6 people that got killed." Well, the number 6, right? They love that number, but they're not telling you that there's more people that got killed. Now, I stopped it out here because of the exaggeration of the matter. That what he's saying and doing is suicidal to those people. It's damn near impossible for the military, U.S. Navy, to escort anything such a hot place without taking any hits like that. So he's just saving face of basically saying that they control everything. They defeated them. So he's willing to sacrifice people to show that deception. There's some evil shit that's going on. Let me let the rest of this play.
As an incentive to get traffic moving again, the Trump administration announced today
because they're concerned about the public viewing of this war. As long as everybody's fed and distracted here in the home front, they're not gonna be concerned like, oh, we took care of that. But when people's pocketbooks get hurt, then everybody's gonna start questioning shit. So they're gonna do a little bit damage control. That's why he made a statement. If gas go up a little bit, it's not gonna be that bad, or just being slick with the mouth because they're losing bad, which they're not gonna try to say. They're not gonna make it public that how bad they're losing. How bad is Israel getting destroyed? When you have Israel controlling what's being broadcast out there and showing that like everything's okay, but everything's not okay because they don't want to show that they're getting their ass beat. So this right here, what he's playing is a dangerous game. So now another carrier group is going over there, most likely to relieve the other carrier group, or they might just keep them there. The more ships that you have over there doesn't make it any better. Now they have more targets to hit. All right. So I don't know how they're gonna maneuver themselves over there. Maybe one is gonna be close and the other one's gonna be further away. But yeah, that whole concept of escorting oil tankers out of there is utter ridiculous. And somebody was breaking it down. If the U.S. Navy take over the U.S. canal, I mean the Strait of Hormuz, if they do take care of it, they're gonna be in more danger. So this is a lot of people are gonna die.
Program, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright says the U.S. Navy will begin escorting vessels through the strait when it is safe to do so.
First, we got to get their ability to cause trouble way down. And then as soon as it's reasonable to do it, we'll escort ships through the straits and get the energy moving again.
These motherfuckers will sell you anything. They'll sell people false hope in a heartbeat. Because that, even if they say if it's safe, it's still not going to be fucking safe. This is not no small country. This is a huge country. These people know, they know the ins and out. They know how to take care of you and not take care of you in a good way. So they're just lying to the public about the whole matter.
More ballistic missiles and over 100 drones launched overnight, all except 3 drones shot down. Since the start of the war on Saturday, the UAE has been attacked the most by Iran, with over 1,000 drones and missiles fired at the country. More than 90% have been successfully shot down. And officials have confirmed that the United Arab Emirates has frozen all Iranian.
The Saudi defense.
So a lot of propaganda, a lot of lies. It was another thing I wanted to focus on. Like I said, shout out to this brother's channel. You want to get some good stuff? This is the channel to get it from. You know, everybody should be on. Everybody should be on the subject, but this is the main thing.
So please stop scrolling. I never asked you to stop scrolling, so please stop scrolling.
And I'm just using him not because he's saying anything prophet. I seen this already. I heard about it. Tweeted on like the next day. He put out that he might be sending ground troops. So I'm gonna hear what he says.
Please stop scrolling. It looks like a ground invasion of Iran is being planned for, and active duty military units are now getting deployment orders. The 82nd Airborne Division has been told to cancel training exercises and become deployable. Same with 3rd Special Forces Group, the 18th Corps Headquarters Command, and these GI crisis lines and conscientious objector lines are blowing up because deployment orders for a ton of other units are coming through. And I'm still waiting for confirmation if my old unit, the 75th Ranger Regiment, is getting stood up to Ready Force 1 to become globally deployable within 48 hours. So, yeah, this looks like, if it's not a bluff, all the things are going into place. I, over the past 3 years, have pushed back against sensationalism with National Guard deployments to West Asia and stuff. This is completely different. These are active duty combat units. So, yep, here we go.
They about to get devoured in the Middle East. This shit is getting hot in the kitchen. All right, and hey, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations." So the Lord's determination right now is to get the great gathering. Okay, the great gathering that's taking place is in the Middle East. So happens to be called Armageddon, which means in the Hebrew, Har Magadwan, mountain of troops. So all these years of us out there preaching in the highways and byways, telling you there's a party in the Middle East and everybody's invited. Nobody took heed. We try to warn you, all right? And now people are starting to see it. There's a panic in the air. Okay, there's a desperation to not to fight, like the scripture says. Matter of fact, these these scriptures are going to come out a whole lot. Not this one. I'm going to use the other one. Jeremiah. There's one Jeremiah 50 and 45, I believe. I got to get familiar with it. I'm sorry, that's the other one. There's one at 49. Jeremiah 49 and ooh, that's a good one right there too, huh? Literally, Damascus, Esau, Edom, they all the same. It says it right here, Jeremiah 49 and 24. Damascus waxed feeble and turned herself to flee, and fear seized on her, and anguish and sorrows have taken her as a woman in travail. It says, how is the city of the praise not left, the city of my joy? Therefore her young men shall fall in her streets, and all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh. That will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall consume the palace of Benahad. That wasn't the one, but that's pretty good. Because all this stuff is happening. We just type it in for born. And these people, they don't have technically they don't have a real reason for them to fight. Jeremiah 51 and 30. All right. They're just getting the orders to go out there, but they don't have the incentive to fight. They're scared. Especially that telling the recruits, not the recruits, the soldiers, sailors and all that, that they're fighting a holy war. That right there was not a wise decision, because of the simple fact, one, the narrative puts them in the wrong side of history. Two, some people don't believe in nothing, right? But the main one, that these people, they don't have no purpose. All right. No matter how you look at it, they have no fucking purpose, which is a heavy thing. So if a person is walking around with no purpose, if you talk to the average military personnel of why they joined, they'll tell you because of school, because of this. They didn't. Their intention was not to go to war, right? And you gave them nothing. So now they're gonna get deployed just to get destroyed, and they know it. They could feel it. It says Jeremiah 51. I'm gonna read an LNT. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks, their courage gone. They have become like women. The invaders have burned their houses and broken down their city gates. So these people do not want to fight at all. At all. So if they don't fight or want to fight, they're already lost. All right. The American soldiers already lost. Like I did the show the other night of Iranian, or I like to say, true names, the Persian foreign minister. That's pretty much the news guy asked them, like, they about to send ground troops. He said, we waiting on them. Okay, have him come over. So and he had a little smirk of confidence. This is why the next day Trump turns around and said, "We want total surrender," which is a play. Okay, that's not a psychological game that he's trying to play. Is okay. We're gonna send the troops in, but now we want total surrender. I want to tell my people, like, we got you. We're beating you, and for them to sit there and say, like, all right, bring them in, bring it on. This thing is about to go ape shit ugly real quick, real quick. All right, because the Lord is. This is what we. This is all the stuff that we've been saying about. There about to be a lot of less men out here in these streets. A lot of young men gone. All right. Second Ezra 16, actually. 16, I believe it's 33. It says the virgin shall mourn. So there's gonna be a lot of single women. Oh, all you scallywag bitches, men can't have to have this and have to have that. A lot of you bitches are going out there too. A lot of y'all, hey, equal rights, right? A lot of y'all y'all going too. All right. And a virgin is somebody that hasn't been touched. And a lot of you whores have been touched multiple times. So those younger women that has never got touched, the young maids out there, they're gonna be mourning because they're not gonna be able to experience how the old whores experience. All right, how they experience the multitude options of men out here. I'm just gonna keep it real, you know. That's the only way we know how. They're not gonna be able to experience multiple men doing whatever it takes to get them the courtship and call it because a lot of it says having no bridegrooms. There's not gonna be a lot of weddings out there. A lot of people not you already see it. You already can feel it like the separation between men and women. Okay, there's gonna be an age gap really because what they said 18 to 26 and 27 to 39 and that whole plethora of people are going to get drafted. All right, are going to get drafted. So there's going to be a lot of missing people. A lot of people going to be going over there. It said the women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. So there's not going to be a thing where a gentleman is going to come. Now all that shit is dead. It says in wars shall the bridegrooms be destroyed. So when we get with a man, he's gonna be deployed and never come back. Probably not even his dog tag is gonna come back. All right, that's how real it's gonna get. Not even your fucking dog tag is gonna come back because it's just gonna be a part of the sand. It's gonna get that real. Look what they're doing right now. They're not even telling us the real count of people that's dying. Shit. If the average person can understand of a US base being attacked not once, not twice, multiple times, a lot of personnel would be taken out. And then, oh, hold on, let me get this real quick. Let me get this real quick. Let me go to the post. Something I saw. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the sound. This is breaking. Iran bombs U.S. soldiers hiding in Dubai nightclubs. So wherever the U.S. soldiers are in a hotel because they ran because of the bombings, but you can't blame them. So they go to a hotel and get bombed there. They're already U.S. set up places where there was already hostility there. And what held those people was the fact of the military might. So if the people in the just logically think about it. So the people in the base is fleeing the base because of the bombing. So that means that they're fleeing with the civilians over there. Now they might allow them to get far. All right. So they also could be all right. If this does happen, we can meet up at this particular hotel. Iran already got the intel where these U.S. soldiers are at. So it's like nowhere they can run, nowhere they can hide. And the fucked up thing is they're not telling us the body counts. And like the lady wrote, I mean, she read on the writing, the basic saying, the U.S. presence, its strength is no longer in the Middle East. They did this. Well, today I'm doing this on Friday night. So they did this for a whole fucking week. Got rid of the military presence, the bases in the Middle East. That's fucking insane. That's insane. So they have to find a way to stop them from bombing and regroup and power back up. Because this shit is so you could have, a significant other, relatives whatsoever, that's gonna just be sent out there. You saw what the common boy said. They laughing. But is that real, yo? And it says in the wars, so World War Three. Now there's World War Three in multiple stages. So if they'll say that they're gonna take from the Pacific, all right, where they try to protect Taiwan from China. If they take from there to help them fight this war over there, because the focal point it always has been the Middle East. So some people are going to get sent to the West Coast. All right, some people in the Caribbean islands, they're spread. Basically, America's spread all over the fucking place. I was listening to somebody else who was talking about Germany, how one of the hospitals shut down because they're preparing for go figures the wars, and then on top of all that, what's going to happen here in the shores of America, the civil wars. So it says, "In the wars shall the bridegroom be destroyed, and always who sent men, men." It says, "And their husbands shall perish of famine." So those that does remain, they're not going to be man enough to feed them to provide for their women. So it's about to get real out here. All right. So with that being said, hey, we almost out of here. Things are just heating up. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.